Hey everybody, it's Tracy from Downwarddogrising, and I'm here to give you a YIN Yoga workout tonight. It's going to be mellow and it's going to be wrapping up your work week. So if you feel like getting deep into the fascia and to really change the integrity, the support system, that webbing of your deep muscle fascia, it goes deeper than the muscle. It's your connective tissue. So when you do yin yoga, it actually will help have longer lasting results than if you just stretch your muscles, because the fascia is very deep. All right, let's begin. So join me, and all you need is a mat and you. Okay, let's start. Let's set our intention just to connect inward, feel our body in this space, in this time, here, now, in this present moment, and just do the best we can with where we are right here, right now. All right, let's start. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Sitting tall, breathing in. Exhale. One more time. Deep inhale, reach. And exhale. Little set of shoulder rolls. Shoulders up, down, back, away from ears. Two more. Reverse. Shoulders up, roll them forward, release the tension through the ends of your fingertips. 3 and 2. Just a little release before we do our yin. And one more time. Reach one arm to side. Open up ribs off the hip. Gently come back, go to the other side. Elongate and reach, stretch those ribs apart. And again, just lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Sink into the bottom of your sits bones. Lengthen up. One more time. Rising up, stretching over. And last one, stretch up, 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 up. Stretching over. All right. Interlace your fingers together. Rise up, stretch your spine tall. And gently press those two shoulder blades away from you. Lengthen up, extend the spine. Exhale, feel core draw into low back. Breathing in. Exhale. All right, last time. We're going to stretch arms overhead. And exhale. All right. So coming out of this easy pose, Sukhasana, we're just going to take the bottoms of our feet and go into a little butterfly stretch, seated butterfly. Maybe you'll let your knees move a little. Shaking legs up, down. We do this in martial arts when we're warming up our hips, the beginning of our session. All right, just think of the bottoms, soles of feet facing up. You can gently grab a hold of your feet, sit up as tall as you can. Elongate up and imagine your legs are floating in water. They are supported, and allow those knees just to kind of fall, release as they're supported. We're just going to stay here and breathe. Go inward. Inhale through nose. Exhale through mouth. Breathing in. Exhale through mouth. Breathing in. Just let the tension fall out of those hips. Slow down your breathing. One more deep inhale here. Gently, we're going to bring our knees together like we're closing a book. And then we're going to take hands by our sides and then slowly just windshield wiper side to side across the hips. Inhale, exhale. All right. Next, I'm going to ask you to turn to your side. Or you don't have to turn to your side. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Shake out your knees a little bit. So we're going to sit in a little prep pose. We're just going to do a little Dandasana for a second. Staff pose. Think of the front ribs meeting the back ribs. So your spine is aligned. Your chakras are lined up. Sitting up tall. Maybe you'll flex toes to sky to get the stretch along the backs of those thighs, all the way down the calves to the heels. We're going to stretch our arms up, up, up. And then gently we're going to hinge from our hips. So we're going to elongate the spine. Breastbone stays long. Reach for your shins, maybe your ankles. Take a hold of the side, lateral pinky toe sides of your feet if you like. Pull outward. The inner thigh seams spiral out into those outer hips. Stretch up, 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 and over. Hinge from the hips. Stay here and breathe. Inhaling through nose, and then you're going to exhale through mouth. Go to your edge, greet it, meet it. And stay there, go a little deeper. Gently releasing the tension, let it flow out. Hip hinge to protect your spine. Keep lengthening, head away from tailbone. As you hinge from hip crease, go a little deeper once you feel a give. Stay here, continue breathing. Lengthen breastbone. A little deeper. One more deep inhale. Slowly we're going to come up. Shake your knees out a little bit. All right, we're going to do a little release. So if you squeeze your inner thighs together, and then what I want you to do here is just relax your shoulders down away from the ears. You're going to lift up into a table, and you're just going to lift the hips as you engage your core. Glutes are working. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly we're going to release down, and then gently we're going to take one leg to the side, shake out both knees this time, release those knees, make sure you feel inner thighs rotating out, inner thighs rotate out. Knees to sky, and your toes are going to flex to the sky. Whenever we stretch and our straddle, feel as if both halves of your pelvis are weighted equally. We want to be careful that we don't inadvertently lean into half our pelvis from a holding pattern. Maybe we sit at a desk with one ankle, like we sit on our foot or something all day long, and you don't realize that unlevels your pelvis. So one way to find out if you're doing that, you would just stretch arms up, allow gravity to pull each half of your pelvis down. And once you feel settled in, then we're just going to do flex your toes to the sky like that. Push down to your heel, through the heel. Let the energy go through the ball of your foot. So you're extending out of your center. Push, actively push outward. And then we're going to do a little side to side, just to get into that low back. Feel how as you go from side to side, you actually roll across those hamstrings, the back of your upper thighs. There's 3 different hamstrings, like you're kneading like pizza dough or something. You're pushing into the bottom of that thigh. Just preparing our body. Happy Chinese New Year. There's a bunch of fireworks going off all around me right now. You probably can't hear them, but I can hear them all over the place right now. Pretty cool. Breathing in, breathing out. The year of the dragon. Dragons are magical creatures. I think it'll be a good year. Represent power, mystery, the unknown. Gently come back to the center. As you lengthen up, there's a crease right there, right at the top of the thigh, right where the thigh goes into the hip, the acetabulum. We're going to keep on lengthening up, and they're going to stretch from that hip crease coming forward. If you have a yoga block, you could put it right under your forearms if you needed to bring the ground up to you. You could also take it and then put your forehead on it once we get down a little lower. You might be down lower than I am right now, so remember, it's about where you are here, now, no judgment. Just wherever you are, you are. Greet and meet on the mat, where you are. Let go the tension. Find your edge. Almost going as far as you can, but not forcing it. That's your edge. It's work. It's work to be at your edge. We're working in a passive way. We're still working though. Breathing in through nose, exhale through mouth. Just take deep inhales through your nose, exhale through mouth. As you feel a release, see if you can go a little lower. Flat back neutral, spine stays long. Give your body time to give, receive, going a little deeper each time. Exhale the tension right out, let it melt. You could stay here on your forearms. If you wanted to try to go a little deeper, you could actually make a fist with both hands, bringing the floor up to you. Maybe you would rest your forehead on backs of hands. Keep that mid-back. Mid-back stays reaching long. Breathing in, toes to sky. Knees face upwards to sky. You might hear those fireworks. They're pretty heavy. Connect into earth energy. Feel grounded to root energy, Mudalahara. Safety and security. Take another deep inhale or two here. slowly. If you're all the way down, we're going to come up to our forearms. Take a breath here. Gently, you're going to come all the way up. I'm going to have you squeeze inner thighs together like you're tightening core and just pull the legs in. Good job. All right, let's do another small little windshield wiper, side to side. And then I'm going to ask you to come all the way down onto your back. And then what I want you to do, you're just going to stretch your arms in front of you, lengthen to top of head, inhale, and just really start to activate your abdominal wall, pulling into your back. Peel behind the bones that you're sitting on as you draw your core in, relax your shoulders, and you're just going to make your way down to your mat. Inhale, just stretch arms overhead. Feel ribs pull apart. So your ribs open as you take an inhale. Now you're just going to stretch the arms all the way down by your sides on the exhale. And make sure that your feet, we don't want the heels to be touching the backs of our thighs or glutes. That'll mess up your bridge. You want to walk your heels out. Notice how there's a little space here. And then you're going to align middle of knees over second toes. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, same alignment. Follow the same path, all right? Abdominals draw in. Create elongation in your back. And then I want you to elevate the pelvis. Feel how your chest is open, collarbones wide, your tailbone stretches long, hips to sky. Avoid letting your knees splay sideways. Keep them in alignment. Press hips to sky. Stay here and breathe. If your shoulders are fine with it, you drop your shoulders a little bit more out of the ears. Clasp the hands together behind you, under your back. Okay, glutes are working. Press hips to sky. No weight in neck. And breathe. We want to strengthen our spine. This is an opener for the spine. Opening the front of the spine. Keep pressing hips to sky. In your bridge. Feel the abdominal wall draw into low back. Tailbone reaches long. One more deep inhale here. Slowly, you're going to unclasp the hands, float the arms up. Inhale, exhale, roll your spine little by little. All the way to the tailbone. Reach under the knees, hug knees to chest. Maybe peel up, take a deep inhale in between your two shoulder blades. Exhale, release. One more time. Deep inhale between your two shoulder blades. Exhale, release. Excellent. We're going to take our right leg straight to the mat. Lengthening. We're going to do Ardha Ananda Balasana. Half happy baby to open our hips. Bend left knee. You can grab either the left big toe like that, or you can grab the side lateral edge of your foot. We're going to make a straight line. Our shin is parallel, knee, ankle. Our elbow drops out to the side with our knee, and gently open that leg to the side as your hips face upwards to the sky. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay here and breathe. So we're just letting that knee drop outward. So you're just having that parallel line. Drop that knee sideways. Keep the hips facing straight up. So that crease in your hip. Breathing in. One more deep inhale. Gently extend that leg to the sky. Gently fold in. Gently extend. Gently fold. And now we're just going to bring that leg down to the mat. Next, switch legs. So you're going to fold that right leg in. You're either going to grab big toe with your index finger, middle finger, peace fingers, or you're going to wrap to the lateral pinky toe side of the toe. And then you're going to slowly make that straight line, the knee to the ankle, the shins parallel, and let that knee drop to the side. And hold and breathe. So you're just giving yourself some support. Take 2 more deep inhales into your low back. Feel the hip release. Low spine elongates apart. One more deep inhale. Slowly, we're going to extend that leg. Release. We're going to bend that knee. Slowly extend, release. Breathing in and release. All right. I'm going to ask you to do 5 circles away, knees apart. 5 hip opener, knee stirs. 4 hips are still. 3, exhale. 2, Stir that femur bone deeper into your hip socket. Reverse directions. Feel core drawing inward. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2. Good. Last one. All right. Gently, I'm going to ask you to extend the legs out straight. And then we're going to flip over onto our side so that we can flip all the way over onto our stomach. Let me see, which way do I want to go? I think I'll go this way. Okay, I'm going to come around this way. I'm just making sure I don't kick anything. Okay, I want you to do Sphinx. Sphinx. Okay, I have to say it right. Sphinx. I always want to say SP instead of F. I don't know why. I always want to say it the wrong way. Okay, come on to your abdominals. Notice how the tops of the feet are going to rest on the mat. And then what I want you to do here, instead of having your neck, the back of the neck squish and bunch up together, I want you to be aware of drawing the chin slightly forward to the front of your neck until you feel elongation in the back of the neck. And we're just going to rest our forearms on the mat in front of us. And we're going to stay here and breathe. So chin is slightly forward. Create length in your spine. In our Sphinx. You'll feel the belly, the abdominal wall kind of dome up. It's going to get a stretch. And like you can actually dome it up more into the anterior spine. It's kind of cool to feel, and how the ribs pull apart. Be cognizant of where your shoulders are. We want to make sure they stay down away from the ears so your neck feels nice and lengthened on the sides. We're going to do a little neck stretch. Go slow. Tilt right ear to right shoulder, keeping that right shoulder down and back, and breathe. Slowly return center. And then we're going to tilt our left ear to our left shoulder slightly, making sure that left shoulder stays down and back. Feel right side of neck elongate and stretch this time. You may feel your triceps working as well, backs of arms. One more deep inhale here. Slowly return center. We're going to take our Sphinx a little deeper now. I'm going to take you into Seal next. For Seal, we want to create space and length. So I would suggest from the elbows being under the shoulder range of motion, just extend forward and front so it doesn't make you hyperextend into the low back, like overarch the low back, and so it doesn't make your shoulders hike up to the ears. So create that space still along the sides of your neck, chin slightly tilts forward, creating that length. Your elbows are pointing towards the mat. You're going to feel those triceps working, backs of arms, and breathe. Strengthening your spine. Of course, if there's any sharp sensations that hurt, a pinch, of course, you're going to back out and do less stretch come out of it. And maybe you'd rather sit into a rest pose, hinging from the hips. Sit straight back, hips over heels, and breathe and wait for us. Maybe take a couple more inhales here. Maybe you'll come down to your elbows now. One more deep inhale here. Softly, you're going to come down to your elbows. And then we're going to come all the way down and rest the forehead on the backs of our hands. And then from there, I'm going to have you gently rock your head side to side, nodding your head no. Wisdom center, center of forehead, third eye, ajna. Gently go side to side. Side to side. Think of indigo, color indigo. And gently release, come center. Maybe to release your low back, maybe you'll just gently wiggle hips side to side across your low back area for a moment. So I'm going to have you do a slight variation to stretch out your shoulder and the side of your neck and open up the side of your wrist. I didn't mean to say wrist, I meant to say waist or ribs. Okay. What I want you to do, you're going to make 90-degree angle. Like here's a 90-degree angle. You're going to take that left arm by your side and that 90-degree angle. Anything that bothers your neck or your shoulder, you would stop, you wouldn't continue. And then you take the right hand directly in line under your shoulder, and you're going to slowly start to roll to the side. Your pelvis is facing straight, your hips are stacked. And you're gently doing a really deep stretch, actually, under the armpit, into your shoulder, along the side of those ribs, the side of the neck. Gravity's pulling you deeper into this stretch. If anything's uncomfortable, you'll come out, breathing in and breathing out. So your ears down away from the shoulder, neck is long. My stomach's gurgling if you hear it. Let's do one more deep inhale here. Really feel the whole side of the ribs opening. You could expand into those bottom ribs, and you'll feel this whole side stretching apart as well. Breathing in, breathing out. Carefully, you're going to turn back. I'm going to have you just gently place your forehead on the backs of your hands. Breathe into the back of those ribs. Soften into the earth. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more deep inhale here. All right. Now we're going to make a field post arm, like 90-degree angle by your side. Slide the left palm under the left shoulder. And I'm going to do this so you can see what it looks like from the other side. So I'm going to have my back side facing you just so you can see it's the 90-degree angle. Left hand is going to go right under that shoulder. You're turning really slowly and gently, and you're going to be twisting. Hips are stacked. Breathe. Feel those lower ribs. Feel the armpit. Feel the whole side open. Neck is long. Shoulder out of ear. Really expand into the lower lobes of your lungs. Get the air to go into those ribs, between those muscles, those intercostals. Breathe, expansion. Breathing in, create space and length for your spine. Really stretch the side of your neck, your shoulder. Beware if you have any shoulder issues. One more deep inhale. Slowly, you start to bring your pelvis down to the mat. And then from here, I'm going to have you take your hands directly under the shoulders. And then I just want you to press up to your hands and your knees. Once you're on your hands and your knees, then I'm going to have you can either curl the toes under. I do that sometimes, so all the weight's not in my knees. Sometimes it bothers my knees to put all the pressure. So you could sit back, hips over heels like that. If your knees are fine, tops of feet can go right into the mat. And then you're just going to stretch your torso forward, hip hinge. So it's like you're lengthening. Pull your sternum, your breastbone, through the two arms. And just keep on letting your two sits bones pull to the backs of your thighs. And stay here and breathe. Another variation. You can pull your arms in by your sides and you can have your palms float up like that to feel a stretch across the upper back, across the shoulder blades, sides and neck. So you could try it this way. Just keep on dropping shoulders away from your ears. Rest on forehead. Breathe into the back of those ribs. In your balasana, your rest pose, or you can have your arms stretched out on the mat from the armpits all the way into those palms, maybe even into the fingertips for a little deeper stretch, into those shoulders, or just relax. Just let the tension go. Oh, one more deep inhale here. And slowly, I want you to slide hands back under the shoulders. I'm going to lift up head, neck, shoulders. And then from here, I'm going to ask you to come up into a little downward dog just to stretch your hips and your hamstrings a little bit. So what that's going to look like, just going to make a little space. You're going to stretch the arms forward and you're going to gently peel apart. You're going to feel how you're stretching the backs of those thighs, lengthening. Torso pulls towards the floor. Elongate through the backs of those legs. Maybe lift the heels and lower the heels. Heels lift. Heels lower. Breathing in. Breathing out. 4, 3, and 2. All right. Now we're going to take our right knee And we're gonna fold it to the right thumb as we come into our swan. You're gonna lift up that back foot, gently stretch it down into the mat. The bent knee hip pulls back, and you're trying to get this hip flexor of the straightened out leg to pull forward. You want your hips and pelvis squared straight in front of you. Flex your foot. Back foot, knee is pointing straight down to the mat, directly behind you. Top of foot's resting on mat. Always centered at night is Moby's private label. You might want to check out some of Moby's music with different various artists that he collaborates with. Under the label, always centered at night. Check it out, it's really good. I don't want to say the wrong name, but serpent with feet, I think, with Moby. I have to check and verify. Breathing in, breathing out, and then if you want to come deeper into the swan, you can come down, heading towards our sleeping swan when you're on your forearms, breathing in and breathing out. Flex that front ankle foot. It helps open your hip, protects your knee. Feel how your energy is balanced, grounded. The breath is slowed. Our cortisol levels from the day are releasing, reducing, lowering down because we're calm, not rushing around right now, being mindful. Coming onto the forearms will help support. If you feel really tight in the hips, you could stay here, because when you go all the way down to your forehead, it's going to put more pressure into the hips. So if you're okay with this stretch here, stay here. If you want to go deeper and it's okay on the hips, you can come all the way down to your mat. Really feel the side of that lateral hip and glute and piriformis release. The straight leg, feel that hip flexor, quad stretch out. Feel the low back open apart. Every time you inhale, breathe into your low back. Into your hip, into your glute. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And maybe you'll come up to your forearms for a breath, breathing in and breathing out. Slowly, we're going to come all the way up where we bring our hands a little closer together. You're going to curl the toes of your back foot underneath you. Lift up the knee. Hold your plank for a moment. We're just going to stretch apart. Front ribs meet back ribs. I'm going to slide my feet a little bit forward. Front ribs meet back ribs. Spine is long. 10, 9, we're just gonna hold our plank. 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and gently come in. We're gonna do our downward dog. On the other side, we just stretched right hip if you did the same one that I just did. Maybe you didn't, but if you did, we're gonna switch now. And I'm just gonna flip around so that I can join you. And then again, I want you to slowly start to pull your breastbone forward, stretch your palms away. You're gonna float those knees up and gently bring the energy back. Those sits bones pull back to the back of those thighs. Stretch legs long. You're stretching your torso away from the lower body, pulling apart. Oppositional energy, look towards the knees, neck is long. Inhale, maybe your heels touch, maybe they don't, it's okay. Pull your breastbone through the arms, stretch those sits bones back behind you. Feel that strength, that foundation. Hands and feet connect to earth. One more deep inhale here. And softly you're going to bend those knees. Bend that left knee to left thumb. We're going to take this leg straight back behind you, bring it to the mat. And then we're going to left knee to left thumb. We're going to, this is the tighter hip. Keep pulling your right hip forward. This left hip pulls back. We're trying to keep pelvis aligned straight ahead. Back knee points down to the mat. You might have to lift your pelvis, square your hips out, and then come back. Knee points down, stretching up, straight leg side, get that hip flexor. This hip pulls back on this side over here. And let's just stay here and breathe to open our hips up for a moment. Breathing in, breathing out. Just bring the breath, focus inward to any tight areas. I'm about to get a cramp in my foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that tension, just let it go. Breathing in, breathing out. We want our hips to feel like they're releasing. That glute. When you start to feel a release, if you want to deepen your stretch, you can come forward to your forearms. Keep the spine reaching long. If anything feels like it's too much, go back to the previous stretch. Stay here and breathe. Really deep hip release. If your hips are super tight, you might want to stay on your forearms. If you want to go deeper, you can go into a sleeping swan. I'm not sure I'll make it to my sleeping swan on this side. I'm about to get a cramp in my foot. Let's see. We don't want to force. We go to our edge to where we almost can't go any further, and then we hold it and greet it there. So if it's forced, I don't want you to go beyond. Breathing in, we're almost to that point. We're working. And just let that tension go. Feel the low back pull apart and release as you bring that breath deep down into those lower lobes of your lungs. Breathe into the back, to the side, to the front of your ribs. Maybe even breathe into your belly. Exhale all the tension, all the trapped emotion in the hips. Let it go. Getting into our fascia, that deep webbing network, connective tissue. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale, deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to take one more deep inhale here. Slowly, we're going to walk up to our forearms. We're slowly making our way back up. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly, you're going to press up. We're going to take our toes, curl them under. Then we bring our hands a little closer. We're going to lift that leg up. And we're going to slowly push back one more time into that dog, downward dog, stretch part. Really stretch the backs of those thighs. Feel that low back pull apart. One more deep inhale. And slowly come back to your knees. All right, now we're gonna do a little seated twist. I told you today would be more mellow. We're working, but in a more mellow way. Trying to keep it more yin-like. We're gonna have our legs reach straight. We're gonna take the bottom of our foot, cross. And if you've ever had a hip replacement, you don't cross over the midline. You don't want to put pressure on the hip. So I want you to take that left arm straight up, rise through top of head, place the arm down under your shoulder, and then you're gonna just gently, you can either pull this knee closer as you rise up, you can flex this foot, you can pull that knee towards you, or you could take your elbow to the opposite side and then lift that arm up, get a little deeper stretch. Be careful how far you twist. If you have any herniated discs, you gotta move real slow, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen up, decompress your spine. And it might not be the right move for you, so you'll see. Back out if there's pain. Feel those ribs expand. One more deep inhale. Softly come out of your twist. Shake out those knees. We got the other side. Take your right leg, cross over the left, bottom of foot on mat. Sink down. You're going to stretch up, up, up. Palm goes under that shoulder. You're either going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Draw that knee closer. Breastbone to sky. Open heart. Breathe. Keep decompressing spine. Lengthen up. Flex your foot. If you want to go a little deeper, you could take your elbow and then use that as a little bit of a rotational device. So you can slowly feel a slight deeper twist. Avoid any force. Breathing in. Breathing out. Open heart. Feel those ribs really expand out. One more deep inhale here. And gently we're going to release that leg. Shake out those knees. We're going to do a little reverse plank. Just to reverse, open, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then slowly just lift pelvis to sky. Collarbones wide, tighten the core, lift up, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Lengthen, slowly coming in. All right. We're going to come back into our easy pose. And then what I want you to do here, actually, we're going to do a little shavasana. We're just going to come all the way down, settle into the mat. So everything we did today has a chance to really be imprinted. Oops, ow, ow, on my hair. Okay. Just let your legs extend, palms to sky. Just relax your whole body down into your mat. Let everything in your practice today absorb into your body, to the memory of the muscles, deep into that fascia, deep into that webbing network. Just relax, breathe. That's all. Be supported by earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling calm, at peace. No more racing mind. Just feel your energy all in one spot here now, not scattered. Awareness is key. Awareness for the present moment is key. Feeling calm, yet energized, peaceful, tranquil, cool. Flowy like water. A dragon is yin energy. Tiger is yang energy. One more deep inhale here. And softly wiggle your feet, your toes, your fingers, your hands. Just bring your awareness back. And gently, I'm going to ask you to just hug your knees into your chest. Reach under the knees for a second. Maybe rock side to side across your low back. And gently, we're going to just turn onto our side for a moment. Just going to turn to our side for a second. All right. And then gently going to press into your hands, slowly coming all the way up. And we're going to end this practice right now. So I really appreciate you for joining me for this yin practice and welcoming in the Chinese New Year. So it's Dragon Year. May everyone be blessed. May everyone be healthy. And may everyone be safe and free from harm. And thank you for joining me, everyone. Peace. Take care. Bye. Peace.